Hey everybody, it's me, Jose Segura, your SMEA president. Welcome to another episode of Fireside Chat with the President. All right, this is going to be a no thrills, no frills episode, no graphics, no fake fire. I'm trying to get this out as quickly as possible with as much up to the minute information as I can provide to you all. So let's get started. First, I want to start off with Mr. Ontiveros' letter that came out to everybody on Sunday. A lot of questions about that. I also got some questions from members regarding like putting out more regular updates, communicating with you all more often. And I got to tell you, it's putting together these communications takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. And that's part of the problem, which is why we went to once a week, but it's also about accuracy of information, right? Things that happened on Sunday can be completely irrelevant on Wednesday. And so if I put out information more often, which I totally understand, it means putting out a lot of information that's going to need to be corrected over and over and over. So I just want you to kind of be aware of that we're doing the best we can when it comes to communicating with you all and making sure that you're informed and you're up to date. So the focus of the letter really for a lot of folks was this idea that we're going to have to report to our work sites on August the 10th, right? That was the intent of the district as of that letter. And so what I want to do is I really want to transition from that letter to talk about what's happened through this week, right? Your bargaining team has been working, just doing heroes work on behalf of all of our members, and that's not just meeting at the table, but prepping and processing, reviewing, writing language, writing proposals. I mean, it's just a lot of work. And so, from between Sunday and now Friday, a lot has happened, right? And so let's go to the email you received from Ms. Beltran about childcare. That was part of the conversation that we've been having with district about if you require folks to come to the work site, people have kids. People have kids who are not going to be in school, just like our students will not be physically in their classroom. Well, what are we going to do about that? Now, I know the obvious answer is don't make teachers show up to the worksite. Totally get that. But you have to have conversations within context so that you keep your tracks separate, right? And so this idea of childcare came up, this idea of students being in the classrooms with their own parents came up. And so as you've seen throughout this week, those have been a couple of items that have popped up on the radar. The survey that Beltran sent out was legitimate. She may be sending out another one as a follow-up once she had some general interest to figure out what are the specific interests when it comes to that. I know there's a lot of you who want to work from the school site, who want to be back in your classroom, even if that means without students. There's an opportunity for you to have on-site childcare if you're comfortable with that, or bringing your own students into the classroom if you're comfortable with that. So that's really kind of been something that's been happening this week. The other thing is that your team has been bargaining all week long. We're not a big fan of the idea that everybody's got to show up and be on campus the entire workday for every contracted workday. We don't think that's the right move. We don't think it's the safe move. And so that's really been our position this entire time. And as this week has progressed, we've seen other districts, both locally and far up and down the state, have been bargaining similar things, looking for memorandums of understanding or MOUs that they can agree with their district on how to approach distance teaching. And we're even talking about some districts who don't have to distance teach. But anyway, most of us do. I think 33, 34, 35 of the counties in California are on the state's watch list, which means they're going to have to start the school year in distance teaching, which is the vast majority of school-age children in California. And so, your local association, your union, SMEA, we've been monitoring this. We've been talking to our counterparts up and down the state and locally, trying to figure out what they're doing, seeing if there's things that they're doing that we can borrow from and vice versa, and really kind of take the temperature of what's going on. We know that places like Santa Barbara's Unified School District has decided that teachers can have choice. We know that Orchid has a variation of choice that they've decided on. We know there's other districts in their area, like I said, far and wide, who have already bargained the either choice or not requiring their teachers to report at all onto campus. And so we will continue to work on this. So what have we done? Well, this week we have bargained with the district twice, actual bargaining sessions twice this week. We had two separate prep meetings this week where we just as a team were able to prepare. We've had an executive board meeting where we're able to report to executive board and get input from them. We actually had a sidebar meeting this afternoon, which is kind of away from the bargaining table. It's it's kind of like in when you watch courtroom dramas where the lawyer goes up to the bench and has a conversation directly with with the judge. Those are kind of like our sidebars where we just take one or two from each party and we kind of have these really open explicit, non-committal conversations about the things that we really are concerned about. We had one this afternoon. I have another one scheduled for after you get this video later today, and we're going to keep on working on it. We're going to keep on doing it. Our goal, again, is to try and create some choice so that folks can choose where they want to work from. A lot of you participated in yesterday's, which was Thursday, the CTA webinar on reasonable accommodations and what are your options when it comes to leaves. I think a lot of you came away from that with really good information about what choices are available to you. So we're really thankful to the folks from CTA for putting that on our behalf. We had a couple hundred of our members participate in that, and so I just think that's an amazing opportunity for our folks to do that and to have their questions answered, and to also receive copies of the documentation, which I'm going to try and link in in the email that this video is attached to. And so it's been a really busy week, and it's been like this all summer. And it really has. And so let me just jump to another thing that I've been getting emails on, and this is your work day. Apparently, some site administrators, not all, have been putting out emails with schedules for that first week of school, informing folks that on the 10th of August, there's going to be an all-day in-service. We're going to be doing it virtually, but from our work sites. On August 11th, a lot of these sites are putting out information about having site meetings, not necessarily people physically in a space to meet, but meetings with site staff. And as you all know, that Tuesday and Wednesday, the 11th and 12th, should be work days for you. This has always been the case. Those of you who've been around any length of time know that for many, many years, we had 4 teacher work days at the beginning of the year. One of those work days was exclusively for the district to do things like district-wide PE. The second day was exclusively for your site administrators. They could take all or part of that day for whatever it is they needed to accomplish. And then the last 2 days were for you, the teacher, to prepare for your workday. That had been the case for years and years. Well, just the other year, we renegotiated our calendar so that we moved one of those days from the beginning of the year. We moved it over to January so that we'd have this PD in January. So we took one of the district's days, moved it to January. So at the beginning of the school year, we had 1 day for the district. They could do half-day PE and PD or a half-day site if they so choose, and then 2 full days for our members to prepare. So our members' 2 full days never went away. Well, for some reason, new administration doesn't believe that that's been our schedule. They somehow believe that those 2 work days that are yours are that you're only guaranteed 1, and nowhere in our contract does it say you're only guaranteed 1 when there are multiple days. And so we're pushing back on that. We are definitely pushing back on that. And I got to tell you, I don't want to start the school year with a grievance. I really, really don't want to do that. Things are hard enough as it is. They really are. And I don't think there's a principal across our district who doesn't know that 2 of those days belong to you. I don't think there's an administrator downtown who was ever at a school site doesn't know that 2 of those days belong to you. But unfortunately, we have some folks who are new to our district who don't understand what it is we've done, how we've done it, and how we got to the place where we're at, right? This wasn't something that we just randomly pulled out of thin air. This was something that we talked about at the bargaining table. We negotiated with the district. It was conversations back and forth. There were settlements and agreements, and that's how we move forward. It always has been that way. And so we will push to make sure that those days still belong to you. So that was about it. This one last thing, and I just want to reiterate that we are going to continue to work on our distance learning MOU so that we are pushing for member choice so that you can decide what's the most productive and effective workspace for you and have that professional flexibility to decide that. This has been a really, really busy summer, and I've been working nonstop. I got to tell you a quick story. So my wife's grandmother used to do this thing where if you were kind of bragging on yourself or like talking about your accolades or kind of just, being a little bit of a bragger, she would do this quietly. She would just go, toot, toot. And that was her way of reminding you that it's not too polite to toot your own horn, which I think is hilarious. And that's really kind of how I've always lived my life. I am not a big bragger because I just have never been. And I go as far as to say that I don't really report out a lot either, like of accomplishments and stuff, because I don't know, it's just not how I'm drawn, right? Just not my thing. Which also means I'm not a big complainer for most things. I kind of just do what needs to be done because, well, it needs to be done. But I really want you all to know that your bargaining team, your executive board, and myself have been working really, really hard this summer. And I want you to know that I haven't taken a day off this entire summer. I have worked on union business, either part or all of every single day since school got out. Since March 13th, really, all the way till now. And that includes going through an anniversary and my wife's birthday and two of my own children's graduations and, family issues and concerns and medical stuff and my mom's birthday and all these things. These things have all happened, and I've continued to work every day, part or all, throughout all of this. And I could go on and on. It's been a really busy summer personally with my family and that kind of stuff. But I need a little bit of a break. I really, really, really do. And so I talked to my wife last night, and essentially we just said we're going to book a room out of town for a couple of days where we can just shelter in place, just the two of us, away from home, away from all of our equipment and our stuff, and take 2 days to just be by ourselves. And it just so happens her birthday was the other day, so we're going to kind of coincide it with that. And we've been married. We had our 25th anniversary earlier this month, and so we didn't do anything for that. And so this will kind of be a little bit of. We're just going to drive up the highway to Atascadero. We're not going to go very far, but I want you to know that I'm going to be working all night tonight, especially on the MOU and the bargaining. And then tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon, we're going to take off, and I won't be back until Monday. And I'm really going to work hard to take 2 days, 48 hours for just my wife and I. And anyway, and so I want you to know that, and I hope you can understand and appreciate that. Like, I just need a couple of days. I really just do. So that picture was taken 25 years ago, just in case you want to zoom in on that thing. So anyway, I don't want to be a whiner or a complainer, but I do need to let you all know, because you elect me to be your president. You count on me to be your president, to be your representative, to have your back, and to be there when you need somebody. And I really, really take that seriously. And I've been hoping for a little break in time where my wife and I could take a couple days or just drive up the coast or do something. And it hasn't happened. So we're just going to force it to happen over this weekend. But I will definitely be back to work full force by Monday afternoon. Okay, that's it. If news breaks between now and next Friday, I will try and put out short video updates so that I won't keep you all in the dark. If anything really necessary happens that you need to know about, I will definitely put that out so that you all are up to speed and up to date on what's going on. All right, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and we will talk soon.